So, hey everyone, I'm Dan Rockwell, and I'm having a conversation with Tamra Chandler. She is the author. This is her second book called Feedback, the author of Feedback and Other Dirty Words. I just want to recommend it to you. I don't know how you can perform without feedback, actually, so you need to jump into this book. In the book, Tamra, you talk about seeking, receiving, extending. What I'd like
Right.
to ask you to do is give us some quick tips about seeking feedback.
Okay. So we say the power of this whole, we're calling it a movement, Dan. We say the power of the movement is with the seeker. And the reason we say that, because we talked earlier about fear. And one of the best ways that we can manage the fear is by us taking the lead, right? And in that, we're not only managing our own fear, but if we do it right, we're lowering the fear of those people we're seeking feedback from, the extenders. So our number one tip for seeking is first, get really clear about what it is you want to seek information on. We want to clear and specific, focused, one thing. Those are themes you're going to see throughout the book, right? And so what is the focused feedback we want? You don't want to run up to somebody and say, hey, how am I doing? Right?
Do you like me?
You like me? Like what? Like when someone asks you that, and you're always like, "Oh my gosh, what are they asking? Are they just looking for validation?" Right? So you want to have a very focused ask. You also will benefit greatly if you ask first. So if I said, "Hey Dan," if before we had started this interview, I said, "At the end of the interview, can you give me some feedback about the way I'm modulating my conversation? Am I going on too long or not?" And then you would know what to be looking for. And so when we would talk, you would say, hey, here's what I noticed, because you would be tuned into that and you'd have time to have thought about it versus if I just sort of hit you and prepared, right?
Yeah.
So focus your ask first, and then, really, then you really kind of, when someone's offering, you really move into that receiver mode, like we talked about, take it in, soak it in, and then seek multiple sources. So go back out and ask the same question of more people, because one person might have a very different point of view than another. And we all have our own biases. So we need to factor that in when we're seeking, get enough kind of perspectives that we start to get a better, more well-rounded sort of view of whatever it is we're after.